crazy, but that's fine, Barry.
Oh, you got that right, Al. You're barking mad. You are by far the craziest...
But maybe that's inevitable when you deal with crazy stuff like this. It helps. This is happening, Barry. Alice, they never had Alice. She's trapped in the darkness at the bottom of the lake, but she's not dead.
Al, how can you know that?
I know, Barry. I can...
Al,
No, listen. I can bring her back. I can find her. There's something special about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. But there's a catch. The dark presence, whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening. It's using my manuscript to take over everything.
Al, I believe you.
It happened to Thomas Zane before, it happened to the Andersons.
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew about it, but they were too far gone to tell me with all the drugs they were on. But they wrote it down. There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. You just need to find it. Look out! I had lost my gun in the crash. Barry was nowhere to be seen.
Barry! Barry!
Oh, man, you're okay! Jeez, it's good to hear your voice! I was trying to get out of the car, but the ground gave way. Man, what a drop! Don't worry, your cutout is fine.
Forget that! Are you okay?
I hit some bushes, didn't get a scratch. There's no way you can climb down, though. It's like a sheer wall. Al, there's something moving down here!
Barry, it's a taken! Use a flare, Barry!
Woo! Yeah!
Barry, are you alright?
I'm good, Al! I'm great! Guess you never messed with anyone from New York City before, huh? You're gonna have to find your way around to the farm, Al! I'll be waiting!
Barry, just wait for me, okay?
Al! I'm not staying here! It's suicide! I'm going to the farm! I'm gonna go ahead and secure the area! You can catch up! Don't worry about it! I'm on the case!
Now he's Rambo. This would turn into a disaster if I didn't catch up with Barry.
It's already pretty much a disaster. Especially considering we're now running through the woods with no flashlight and no gun. Which means that dealing with poltergeist objects like these, and there will be plenty, is going to be a huge pain. Now there's a manuscript down that tunnel, and the only real precaution we have is to kind of turn on this light and hope that everything like that just kind of dissolves into it. And we're going to be without a flashlight and without a gun for not a real long time, but for long enough for it to be a real problem. Especially considering how easily you can get kind of beaten into a corner by a lot of these objects and just killed pretty quickly. So it's definitely a little tricky to try to get through this part. Especially if they can just kind of hit you so quickly like that. And luckily, the thermos was hidden, you know, in between 3 of those objects. Now these train carts, I guess they're too heavy to lift up for the darkness, so they just kind of slide along the ground, which is nice for once. But as you can hear, there's still a lot of stuff going on behind me.
Shadows crawled over the gate. I needed a light to destroy them to get through.
So let's set up the light beforehand, just by angling this over the gate. and then go find the generator it's attached to. So as unlucky as it is to not have anything to help you at this point, I think Chapter 4 and then Chapter 5 are my favorite chapters in the game because it feels like there's so much going on. The earlier chapters, and especially Chapter 3, just feel like you're getting very little done, but it's taking you so long to do it. Like in the previous chapter when it took like an hour just to get to Mirror Peak to meet the kidnapper who wasn't even the kidnapper.
I could sense the movement in the woods ahead. Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
Well, now we've got a flashlight, so we do have some protection, but instead of poltergeist objects, now we're going to be facing actual enemies. Which means that without a gun, it's going to be just as painful as the poltergeist objects were without the flashlight. Really, best you can do is just run and kind of hold them off for as long as possible and try to make it to every safe haven until you get some sort of weapon. Unfortunately, there really is no other way, at least that I know of, to just kind of tackle this. It's pretty inconvenient.
A car was driving away from the farm, headed in the same general direction as I was. For all I knew, it was Barry, caught in the consequences of leaping before looking.
Well, if that's Barry, at least he seems to have a handle on what's going on for him. We're just running through the woods trying to get down. And thankfully we have a better flashlight now, even before we get a gun. So we'll just stock up in this campsite and we can head out.
The car was heading for the cabin up ahead. It wasn't far. If it was Barry, I would see the damage soon.
We can just barely kind of see that cabin off in the distance. So it's not a straight shot, we still have to go over this ridge to get there. But we're not quite out of the woods yet. Both literally and figuratively.
I'm trying to deliver each page to the right time and place. I'm trying to show you how the story goes.
I had seen glimpses of the light before. I had seen it in my dream. It was a strange spaceman or a diver in a bulky suit. He was the one who'd been placing the pages on my path.
Wait, along the path? No. Along the path? Bullshit. Have you seen where some of those pages have ended up? One was at the base of a radio tower on top of a mountain. I don't think that qualifies as along the path, but sure, yeah. Whatever you say, Tom. Oh well, at least there aren't that many to find, so it isn't completely a pain. But I think we really ought to get this generator started, because that ambient, creepy music is coming back.
Someone had left a gun behind. Now I had a fighting chance of reaching the farm.
And this is kind of a pretty big difference in terms of the guns that you get in this game, because normally you start off, like if you lose everything you get the pistol, then you get the shotgun or the flare gun or whatever. Here you get the shotgun straight away, which is nice, but unlike the pistol, it really isn't good for ammo control, because, you know, I can only waste at most 13 enemies at this point, whereas with the pistol it could be a lot higher. So as much as you want to kind of go crazy with the shotgun, killing everything, you really ought to conserve your ammo as much as possible. Thankfully though, we don't have a long way to go before we get some better resources stocked up. Just gotta keep avoiding all of these bear traps, which are kind of set along a well-worn path, so that's kind of scary. But again, since I don't really like using the shotgun here, I'm just gonna set a flare or two and just run. You can barely see the light off in the distance, and that's what I'm heading for, but I'm also being careful of everything that's chasing me. Because once you run out of stamina, they will catch up almost immediately. Just like that. So lighting one more flare will get me to the safe haven, and I'm at the cabin.
I could see the car, but there was no sight of the driver.
Well, the lights are on, so let's see if someone's home.
Hello? Anybody here? Barry!
No! Danny, you're not! Please! What are you? No! Don't! I'm sorry!
Well, shit, we ought to go find out where that guy is.
I know you. You were in jail the other day.
I went to the farm again for the moonshine, you know? It makes you see. They're not gonna miss it. They're in the loony bin. But my buddy, Danny, I lost him. Something's gone wrong with him. It's not him. Like a real bad follow-up to a real good movie where the best friend's suddenly the bad guy who wrote this crap anyway.
Well, I think the scarier part is where is Danny?
I've run through every possible course in my head. If I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save Alice. It's a horror story, and it's going to kill her, and me, and everybody in this town. No one will survive. Darkness will consume everything. This is what it's wanted all along. It will be free, unstoppable. It used Alice to get to me, dangled her in front of me to keep me going. It was never going to release her. I'm going to change this. I'll escape. I've written myself into the story. I'm now the protagonist. This feels like a terrible risk, but it's the only way to save Alice. I'll be bound by the events of the story just as much as anyone else who's been woven into it. The story must stay true for this to work. There have to be victims along the way, near escapes, cliffhangers. In a horror story, it can't be certain that the hero will succeed or even survive. He almost has to die. I'll write my own escape into the story next. I need help. Zane's going to be the one who'll help me. I'll make it happen. Let me guess. Danny, huh?
Yep, just 2 shots and Danny's down.
The farm was still a good distance away. I'd need a car to get there fast.
Well, there is a truck right in front of you, so I guess that'll have to do. But before we head into there are some supplies hidden in the basement of the house. Also, looks like these guys were hunters that haven't really ever cleaned up their kill. But ignoring the blood trail that they probably will never clean up now, I think we can get going.
If Barry wasn't up here, he was probably in trouble down at the farm. For a moment, I felt bad for doubting him. After all, I'd made it this far myself. But Barry was Barry.
And that is a thermos, so gotta stop to get that. Because Alan is Alan, and collectibles are his favorite. Now, it's entirely possible to head straight to the farm, like right now, because you're in the vehicle and it's right along the path. But we've got some things to go find. So before we get there, we gotta go here. and the yellow arrow by the door indicates that there's a chest inside, as well as a couple other supplies, so it's definitely a good place to stop if you're sort of running low. So as we head up along this path, we've got another ranger station coming up. So it's got a few stuff in there that we might want to get. And yeah, even though I said that this chapter feels more like you're accomplishing things, it kind of holds true a little bit more if you're not going after all the collectibles, because like these up here, they're sort of out of the way, so it feels like time is going by a lot more quickly if you're just playing the game.
Well, as I'm sure everyone's noticed, that storm we all felt coming is finally here. The boys at the Weather Service reckon it'll last until morning at the very least. Pertaining to that, let me read that missing persons alert again. The Sheriff's Department's still looking for a Caucasian woman, 30 years old, slim and blonde with blue eyes. She may be lost in the woods, and it's possible she's been injured in a car accident. If you see her, please make sure you get her indoors and call the sheriff. It's bad weather to be caught out in, so if you see someone in the area who maybe looks a little confused, give him a hand, all right? This is Pat Main on KBF FM, hoping you're all safe and warm tonight.
Well, at least it looks like they're still searching for Alice, so that hasn't been a completely lost thing on them. If only the FBI weren't trying to kill me, then it would be a little bit more heartwarming. And of course, you can't just run to your truck. Well, maybe you can, but it's a little tough because they're blocking the only way down. But with the hunting rifle we got, really nothing at all. And I kind of like how they give you a new car at each of these locations, just in case yours gets kind of beat up enough that you can't even drive it. Because with these vehicles, if they do get damaged beyond repair, the game just kind of throws you right out. But there's one more collectible we have to get, and it's kind of sort of hidden. It's by another tractor out here, and if you don't know that it's out here, it's kind of hard to see it. But I think this kind of illustrates a problem with the collectibles on the whole, and it's more what they kind of discourage, and that's exploration in this game. Like, if you go exploring in this game in the woods segments, you're going to be in a lot more combat, which kind of discourages you from doing any of that. And I think for a game like this, with the atmosphere it has, that's kind of a little disheartening. Like, it's got such a great feel for the Pacific Northwest. It kind of sucks that the more you explore, the worse off you're going to be. But I try to take care of these guys because I'm going to have to get out of the car soon, and they will chase me all the way if they get the chance. But we can at least get some sort of distance on them. And this is also where the AI pathing isn't quite so great, because there is really kind of just one way to get through the gate here, and I've had it take quite a while sometimes for them to make it through. Well, I think it's safe to say that getting close to that thing is gonna hurt. Thankfully, you can just keep your distance and kind of pick it off with a flashlight. Which is why you want to get rid of the bad guys that were chasing you in, because they'll come up and just kind of beat you to death. And that's no fun. But the farm's off to our right, so we go off to the left. So we got a flashbang, but considering what's about to happen, it might be kind of worth it. Not these guys, but what's coming up in a bit. And now over here is, I wouldn't call it an Easter egg, but I think 99% of the people who play this game, at least on their first time through, are not going to see this little area over here and the kind of surprise it has.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech.
And yeah, it's a surprise, but it doesn't really last very long. And there's nothing over there. It's just those graves. So it's kind of spooky, I guess, to see those skeletons. But with those taken care of, we can finally rush over to... This isn't quite a farm.
I'd known the brothers used to be some kind of rock stars, but it hadn't really sunk in until I saw the stage.
Ow! Run! Incoming! There's too many of them!
God damn!
I'm so glad you decided to go it alone.
Shut up and shoot! Ow! We have to fight them all! I can set off more of the fireworks from here and help you out! Hey, Al! Did you notice there's a lot of power? This place is stopped! Al, hold on! I'm trying to get the stage lights on!
Bright Falls, rock and roll capital of America.
Hey, Al! This way to the farm!
Now, that entire kind of defending yourself thing, whatever, on the stage, is probably the best part of this game, and it's such a dramatic shift from everything else that's been in this game. Like, going through the forest so many times wears on you, but this was pretty cool. And Remedy actually got the band Poets of the Fall to make that song for, maybe not that specific area, but it certainly fucking fits. It's a really visceral experience, and it's really my favorite part of the game. Easily.
See, bestseller? No reason to worry. Your cutout's good as new, right where I left it. I'll come back for it once we have the place secured.
Yeah, that's been my biggest worry all this time. We need to get this thing moved out of the way.
This is as far as I got, before they ambushed me.
Well, it's good to see that Barry is still dragging around that cardboard cutout for... what reason exactly? It's just a cardboard cutout. Although we don't really get an experience like on that stage for the rest of the game, Episode 5 is my favorite, and that's still coming up, so it's something to look forward to. It's not quite as grueling as some of the past chapters have been, so it's pretty nice. It's a pretty good change.
Hey, I think Alan Wake here has something to say. What's that, Al?
Ooh, I'm Alan Wake. I'm always right about everything. And if I don't get my way, I'll sulk all day long. I'm always intense and moody. It makes me very attractive and mysterious. Right now, I'm just standing here because I need my best friend Barry to carry me. But that's okay. I can just take him for granted.
I think I see what you did there.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
You want me to do my imitation of Barry Wheeler? No? Thought so.
Now, you two. No reason to fight over stupid shit like this.
Wow! You look at that thing, Al! They really went all out with this Viking crap, didn't they? Look at all this stuff! They must have done okay for themselves, so how come I never heard of these guys before?
And this from the guy who learned about Ozzy Osbourne through reality TV?
Sleep. We all spend a third of our dreams in its soft embrace, somewhere between fantasy and
Hey,
oblivion.
remember when I got you that gig?
But
Your
dreams
first
have a
real
way of
writing
forcing
job. What got
themselves
you
into
started?
life,
Was this one of your
or vice
episodes?
versa. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, The Dream of Dreams.
That's by someone else.
We join Mr. Jones as he explores the endless dreamscape, only to be brought to a sudden stop by a decidedly mundane situation. A long line of people.
Hey, Jones, right? Listen, we're gonna have to wait until His Highness over there is good and ready. Oh, wow. Who's that? You don't know him? What are you, new? He's the guy dreaming us. Well, not just us. He dreams everything. All of this.
But wait, no. I'm the one who's dreaming. I'm asleep. Isn't this my dream?
Oh, yeah. Sure. Get real, pal. You're just another dream. I'm a dream. You're a dream. The weirdo in the diving suit is a dream. And the girl made of smiles and sunshine is definitely a dream.
But I'm pretty sure I'm dreaming this.
Well, maybe you're a really confused dream. What am I, a shrink? All I know is I'm going with the smart guys, and they say that's the guy doing the dreaming. Right there.
I don't know what that means.
It means we keep him happy. No sudden falls. We make sure he has his clothes on when he goes out in public. No chases where the monster is nipping at his heels and he runs like crazy, but his legs don't seem to get him anywhere. None of that. Because if he wakes up in a cold sweat... Yeah, precisely. So we wait till he wants to move on. Keep things nice and calm.
Hey, something's happening here.
Yeah? What's that? What? Can't you hear that? Oh, God help us, it's an alarm clock. Oh, it's you, isn't it? Please, man, I got a wife and kids. Please don't wait.
Well, that made sense. Yeah, okay. It seems to allude that this whole thing has really been a dream of someone or another, and I can safely say right now that it's not, thankfully. This is all real, in one strange way or another.
The Viking boat looked imposing, almost like a battering ram.
Before we activate that, though, we have a little sign down here. It's just a poster of all their old tour dates. It's not really anything you need to remember, but it's there. It adds more to the game. And of course, these guys have to show up sooner or later, so why not now? Thankfully though, they are all incredibly easy. Like, they are the most basic enemies of the game, especially after the first guy. And I'm just using my shotgun on them because I have so much ammo at this point that I can afford to waste it, and it takes each of these little guys down in one shot, so it's just a lot quicker. And a lot more satisfying. But with those guys dead, we can finally move on through to... shit. One of these guys. Well, that was certainly easy.
I think we can make it through here, Al!
Yeah, dealing with those really quick guys, if you have a flashbang on you, you might not want to use it because it's kind of hard to time when to throw it for those guys. Because they're moving so quickly and they can be on the other side of a room, it can be pretty hard to time it. But if you get lucky like that, go ahead. Just got a few of these guys to take care of. And I really don't need my flashbangs anymore, so it's okay to just completely get rid of them. But with that truck gone, we can head around this silo, maybe, and meet up with Barry.
Wow! Those geezers had quite a production going on. Ooh, you know what, Al? If we make it through this alive, I'm gonna start representing them. Yep, sell this stuff online, maybe get a reality show going, release a new single.
Good luck with that, pal.
Hey, you find us a way out of here, okay? I'm gonna take a closer look at this stuff.
Be careful, Al!
Be careful. Of what? We're the only ones in here. It's not like, oh, hey, hello, never mind. Just take care of you real quick.
You okay, Al? I'm good. Keep your eyes open, okay?
Okay, now we're the only ones in here. Probably. Maybe. It's not like there could be any more surprises after that one. At least, there better not be.
As you regular listeners know, I tend to work through the night, but I'm not the only one. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton are taking a couple of moments off their busy schedule to join me here in the studio. Boys, how busy are you now? Deerfest is almost here, isn't it? I bet that keeps you in business.
Pretty busy, yeah. Actually, Pat, we've been real busy with other stuff, which concerns an ongoing investigation. We can't talk about that, Thornton. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just saying we got, other irons to fry.
And how would you compare your workload to last year's? Things have seemed relatively peaceful to me, but people do tend to get a little wild this time of year.
Oh, it's wild, Pat. It's pretty wild. There's been all sorts of trouble this year. Vandalism, fighting, public disturbances. A lot of people gone missing, too.
Yeah, it's pretty much the usual stuff, Pat. Just, a lot more of it.
Now, is it just me, or does Deerfest get wilder every year? People seem to be more drunk, at least, or they start earlier and younger.
Oh, it's definitely not just you, Pat, but...
Definitely, Pat.
Hey, I'm talking here, Thornton. Oh, shoot, I lost my train of thought.
Not just me.
Oh, yeah, it's wilder, Pat, but actually most of the trouble seems to be coming from grown men. People who ought to know better, Kids are doing fine this year.
Well, that's nice to hear at least. Boys, I want to thank you for stopping by. I'll let you get back to your patrol.
Sure thing, Pat.
Yeah, sure thing, Pat.
Well, we have been traveling up this barn pretty far. Looks like there's a generator here. Let's just get that started. And it activates an elevator. So we can just take this down.
I could see the building that had to be the Andersons' home on the other side of the field. It wasn't far now. I wasn't worried about trusting the ramblings of two burned-out geriatric wrecks. They had the goods.
It is indeed not far at all. It's just right across that way. But we can't quite get there yet, because we need to get Barry through. So we just gotta find a way. Looks like that door won't let us through. But at least we're almost there.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh shit. So this thing really comes at you really quickly. Or maybe not really quickly, but it's large enough that getting out of the way is kind of a pain. Thankfully though, when it kind of goes, it just sort of goes. So if you want to keep using the flares that you've hopefully stocked up on, you can just kind of create a barrier around you. Because once that thing is taken care of, you still have these little guys. And we're almost at the end of this episode, so I can waste as many flares as I need to. And it's also a good reason to have this shotgun out. That's an interesting little tidbit there. Don't know why I needed to know that. But this little guy tries to join the party a little late. So, let's just get rid of him. And with that, we can now go get Barry. Because, he's trapped with the moonshine.
Al? Is that you out there, buddy?
Yeah, it's me. Hang on. I'll try to find a key to get the door open.
I had to find a key to get Barry out.
Luckily, the key's not too far.
Hey, what's the holdup? Come on, this place is all dusty. You know I got my allergies.
You don't need to shoot that door open. In fact, it's open to begin with. I just like using the shotgun there.
Come on, Al, open the door already. Hey, let's go, man.
So, we've got Barry, and we just need to get through these gates, and we're at the farmhouse.
I think we're gonna have to work together to open this gate, Al. Looks pretty heavy. Ah! Hey, I think that's the farm on the other side of the field. We're almost there. This farm is a crazy place for crazy people.
We should feel right at home then.
Thankfully, no Taken come to bother you, so it's literally just a run straight through.
Come on, one more gate. Let's do this thing.
And who would leave a perfectly good chainsaw just stuck in a tree like that? It doesn't even get used by any Taken. It's just kind of there.
The lights are out. I guess we better check the fuse box.
You mean, I'll check the fuse box.
The power downstairs was out, but I was sure I could fix that at the fuse box.
And we've got one last thermos over here, in a kitchen that looks like it's been ransacked. So maybe Danny's friend from way back has been here a few more times than he's letting on.
You know, this place looks kind of lived in. I thought the Andersons were in the booby hatch.
Well, they are now. Maybe other people come by to get drunk. Who knows? But let's fix this and head back out.
Can you hear that, Al? Music?
Of course. We need to find where it's coming from. That's the message the Andersons talked about. That's the whole reason we're here.
Lady of the Light? Oh, that's gotta be... What's-her-face? The crazy lamp lady from the town.
Cynthia Weaver.
Right. Must be.
Okay.
We need to find Cynthia Weaver. We'll stay here for the night and head back to town as soon as it gets light.
Hey, Al. Lots of hours before dawn. Might as well get some rest. And by rest, I mean drunk.
Come on, Barry, this is... Yeah, what the hell?
I'm sorry about this. No, seriously, because I know we don't get along, but we're gonna find her, right? Even though you're a crazy bastard, I'm gonna stick by you, no matter what, ever, Al. Sure, like a brother.
I'm a writer, goddammit.
Correct.
If I just wanted to, I could write 10 books a year. And they'd be the best books that year.
No, you couldn't.
That's right, I couldn't. But I could, because I'm a writer.
What? What do they put in this stuff? I feel like my brain is coming out of my nose. I'm gonna get the recipe off those coots and be a booze millionaire.
I just miss her, Barry. I just want her here with me.
I know, Al. I know. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it okay.